Hey there, guys. So today we have another review, and this is an older bottle. This is from the Bruery. It's been a while since I've been sitting on this one, and this is the Wanderer. This is a dark sour ale, aged in barrels with blackberries and cherries, 8.2%. So just one of the older beers I've been sitting on for quite a while, and just never had a chance to share it. You know, I brought it around to a couple shares, like people just never got around to it, so hell. Let's dig into it. So the beer comes in a murky, kind of like muddy kind of brown color. It's honestly a little bit ugly. It almost looks like a little bit like super watered down black coffee. So a little bit toasty, a little bit of that, a little bit of a berry note in there, a little bit of that seed thing going on. It also has just like a good amount of acidity. It smells a little bit like vinegar. Some of that fruit is driving in there, a little bit of that pulpiness. But again, for a 6-year-old like barrel-aged sour, like there can't be much fruit. You know, that means I imagine some of it has subsided. Man, I also have this slightly cold. They actually recommend this quite warm at 50 degrees. I guess a big imperial 8.2% sour. They recommend it quite cold, so or warm. So yeah, cheers. I'll warm this one up. So, despite smelling it on the nose, there's possibly a little bit of that blackberry seed quality, but fruits are mostly gone. Full blind, you'd have a hard time telling that this was fruited, especially cherry. Like cherry is like not in this beer at all, flavor-wise. Instead, you get a kind of like, it's got the acidic attack of something like a Flanders Red, but then it is imperial a little bit, slightly higher ABV like an Oud Bruin, and also in the color of an Oud Bruin, but doesn't really seem to have the malt profile of it. Shoot, when's the last time I had Oud Bruin? Like a classic example, like Gunban. But it's been a while. This, to me, has a little bit of like stickiness, like, sorry, not stickiness, but roundedness to it. It is decently balanced with leaning towards acetic. So acetic is sort of the vinegar attack that you'll get here, and then lactic is sort of the attack you'll get here of like some like sharp yogurt, whereas you know, vinegar is sort of like a sting. It hits. It's a more like robust kind of acidity. So it dances around. A little bit lemony, a little bit vinegary, and sort of has that kind of fun play to it. But it is slightly singular in its ability to offer flavor. Has a little bit of malt body to it. Full blind, you know, there's a little bit of this kind of like bread crust kind of biscuity thing in there. But, you know, full blind, not seeing what this looked like. You could tell there's a little bit of malt in there, but you might not be able to tell that it was this dark of a beer. But, you know, then again, some of the flavor notes in the malt profile sort of triggers notes of like cherry pie and sort of like that biscuity tone that sort of gives you a little bit of that note that it would be something darker like a Flanders Red or Oud Bruin. On the back end, maybe a little bit tannic structure. You know, it does taste like it has a nice dryness to it, has a little bit barrel aging, but possibly a beer that you should not have aged, or at least I shouldn't have aged. So, you know, devoid of fruit character, just a little bit like sour. It's sour, and it is what it is. As for rating, let's go with a. It just hits him in the nose a little bit. 88. It's still good sour beer. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.